Today, a celebration held today at Wichita's Fire Station 1. That's where a firefighter wellness initiative has been announced. It's a program that aims to help Wichita firefighters get yearly cancer screenings. Studies show that cancer is now the leading cause of line-of-duty deaths for firefighters. Firefighters also have a 9% higher risk of being diagnosed with cancer. Kansas Health Foundation is giving $150,000 toward this initiative.
This is not just about treatment. It's about giving our firefighters the opportunity to live long, healthy lives after their service.
There's also a bill being discussed in Topeka this session that would allocate about $250,000 each year to firefighters across the state to help supplement the cost of cancer screenings that may not be covered by their health insurance.
An atmosphere